holiday, and we are in week 5. I told you from the beginning that I had 25 of the most amazing, phenomenal, wonderful authors, co-authors of the anthology Her. Unshakable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. I need you to come on in because I'm telling you, this week is closing out strong, baby. I got the heavy hitter of the heavy hitters up in here today, baby. And let me tell you, I was thinking like, she a celebrity out in these streets, honey. She is out here making it happen. I said, let me put the request in, early and make sure, like, I'm like, okay, let me just make sure because things be happening, things be going on. But luckily, we get a chance to pick her brain and get this knowledge. And so I need y'all to share it out, tag somebody. This is the one that you need to be on. While y'all playing, get on here tonight. I know it's storming here in Georgia. I don't know about the rest of the world, but whatever it look like outside, get your behind inside or get in your car, press play, or get in McDonald's and sit down and hit it. Or, while you act like you're doing something else, you at the job and you put them. You know what y'all do. I ain't gonna tell you a secret, but you know how you do it. Go ahead on and get people on this broadcast because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is the one that I've been waiting for because her chapter was so inspirational and deep, and it gave you something to think about, as she always does. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that in our conversations. But when I tell you, oh baby, you better get ready. Y'all see me tagging and trying to help y'all help yourself, but you better get ready because I'm trying to tell y'all this is the one. So let me not keep it any further because we got something to talk about tonight. So let me go on and get her on here, right? So welcome to the virtual stage. Hey, everybody, Dr. Talisha Chonece, baby. Honey, I don't know what you want to say, how you know her, but you better make sure that you know who she is because I'm telling y'all, she is the bomb.com. And let me, for those, she be so busy. I don't even know. She know we got a little theme song. So I'm just play a little snippet so she can kind of understand what unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable her is all about. Yes, honey. I know, don't you like it? Get a nice little Afrocentric beat up in there, girl. Get you moving because we are her and we are here to talk about it. So, your sisters in the chat talking about, hey, girl, hey, we up in the place so we can get it right. So, let's start the thing. First, let me just say, I'm so excited for you to be here because we're tapping into, as we've been talking about becoming her. The title of your chapter is The Uncomfortable Becoming. See, that's the part that we don't always want to. We want to talk about the glitz and the glam and, all the good. And I mean, we have been, the ladies have been sharing their stuff down. They have been talking about it. But what you said, how you broke it down, how God gave it to you in this season is like top tier. And so I want them to really get a good breakdown. So in between us talking, and baby mama said, come on, let me make sure that y'all hear me say, hey, boo, hey. Yes, she said, just so you know, I'm here. I'm here. Yes. So I'm going to start off with how you started the chapter. And then we jumping in, baby, because y'all know we're going to make this a hard 60 minutes. You hear me? We going in from rooter to tutor, baby. I need y'all to get it. So put your brain on fast forward because we finna roll with this, all right? I'm going to read you the beginning. Finding yourself and the actual becoming of her are not always easy journeys. You experience so many different emotions, storms, and just overall confusion as you transition. Why? Not because you're not built for the job, but simply because when you become her, rooms shift when you walk in, shoulders stiffen, and postures adjust. This type of response requires a special kind of woman, her. Her isn't perfect. She's humbled by timing, stretched by responsibility, and shaped by decisions she had to make to survive and build at the same, this is my word, doggone time. For me, her means being humbled but hopeful, evolving through experience, and reclaiming her power even when life didn't go according to plan. As I think about just a little portion of who her is defined by, I think about how I actually had to take some time to sit with this because there were times when I didn't walk like her, talk like her, or have the confidence like her. Let's sit there, let that marinate in your mind for a minute, y'all, because that was heavy. I'm talking about she started the chapter off like gut punching and uppercuts and throat snatches, baby.
Yeah.
Nosebleeds. She gave it to us all in the beginning. Coach T, you came hard at us. Let's talk about it.
So one of the things that you notice, right, is that none of the description of her was perfect. And a lot of times we try to look at what society defines her to be, what she
Mm-hmm.
looks like, what she sounds like, her academic levels, her
Mm-hmm.
work, where she works, how many kids she has, what her weight is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not who her is. Her is on the inside of you, who you are. And like we were talking about, I had to get to a point where, I had to go find her for me. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times that's the part we run from. We run from the finding her. We talk about the glitz and the glams, but we
Mm-hmm.
don't talk about what it takes to really get there, and the uncomfortable truth of that. So I wanted women to read that section just coming in to identify that who I'm becoming is not supposed to be perfect. You can't be a perfect person in an imperfect world. It's impossible to do that.
Ooh,
So I wanted you to be able to identify that I'm not perfect, but I'm becoming. And if I'm at a place where I feel like I am her, I still have room to continue to evolve.
that part, because I think for a lot of women, they get it mistaken and think that, oh, I've arrived, baby. I'm driving the G wagon. I'm making six figures plus. I'm
Mhm.
out here. I got a tribe. I got the views, baby. I got all
Mhm.
these people following me. But at the end of the day, even when you hit that, there's
Yeah.
still another level.
Yeah.
There's still more. There's still an answering to God. No matter what level you're on, you still have to go higher. So
Yeah.
that is the thing. Ms. Doris says, never stop becoming her. And that's why I
Mhm.
love that we said becoming, because the ing represents that you didn't stop there.
It's
It's
continuous.
continuous elevation, continuous evolving. So I'm going to take you back. At the beginning of the year, we were talking about what is our word for the year, right? So mine was intentional.
Yeah.
But baby, give me your word.
Move.
Move. That is
Move.
in the becoming. You have to move in order to become. Let's
Yes.
talk about that. Why did you choose that word?
Kind of going back to what you were just saying, we see what we have on the outside. There's always a way to evolve. And for me, I have the following, I have the support, I have the knowledge, I have the skill set, all of those things. But there was still moments where I didn't see what everybody else saw in me. And that allowed me to procrastinate, that allowed me
Mhm.
to sit on visions, that allowed me to have $1 million things in my head And then
Mm.
I would literally sit on them or have them piling up in a notebook and not executing. And I had to first find my accountability, someone that I knew, Angela. I just give her flowers, right? I had to find someone that I knew would hold me accountable. And I would know that if I'm getting a text message, it probably includes that. And so, move for me reminds me that even when I don't feel like I'm at my best, I have to keep going. I have to
Mhm.
keep doing because the world doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop. So, neither can I, you know?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go back to another part that you wrote. You said, if I'm honest, becoming her wasn't glamorous for me. It wasn't this overnight glow up. It wasn't a cute quote. It wasn't a soft life aesthetic. It was ugly crying. It was questioning God. It was feeling disqualified. It was wondering how a girl with my story could ever carry something bigger. When I think about her, I don't think about perfection. I think about survival. There were seasons where I wasn't trying to be her, I was just trying to make it to tomorrow. Baby, the honesty in that is where a lot of women fall short in thinking that I can never be her.
Mhm.
God is never going to use me. You fall for, what I like to say, y'all know, I can't think of the name of the movie, but what they talked about, Eddie Murphy and them was in there, the banana in the tailpipe, you fall for the
Mhm.
okie doke, you fall for
Yeah.
somebody telling you that you ain't gonna never be nothing
Yeah.
without them, or whatever the scenario is, you
Hmm.
fall for that. And you said, in the midst of this, I was just trying to make it to tomorrow.
Hmm.
Because your life hasn't been easy. People say, "What you say?" I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth and going to Ivy League schools and getting a chauffeur to drop me
Uh-uh.
off. And that wasn't my story.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what we have to literally accept, you know, that it's not always going to be pretty because if the enemy wasn't attacking, that means there's nothing that he's trying to stop you from doing. Where you're important, you know? And my journey, it wasn't the easiest, but in the process, I'm still learning, still
Mm-hmm.
becoming her, right? That
Mm-hmm.
every single thing that I go through, that I went through, it's allowing me to know and learn. They're never losses, they're lessons. Everything
Yes.
that happens, everything that we go through, every time we fall short, it's a lesson because how many times have you fallen short and said, I'm not doing that again? And
Right.
you literally didn't do it again, right? So I had to remember that because it hasn't always been easy. I've been in
Mm-hmm.
moments where I've been homeless, you know. I've wanted to give up and throw in the towel. I was
Mm-hmm.
indeed a teenage mom. Everything didn't look glamorous and gold to me, but I had to realize that there's a story behind that and somebody needs it. Somebody
Yes.
needs it, you know.
Yes. And when they say they say whom much is given, much is required. But sometimes we think that it means that we got it going on, and I can afford to pay it forward. I can afford to pay for the next five people in the drive-through behind me. I can afford to do this.
Mhm.
But sometimes being whom much is given, sometimes it's a teenage mom.
Yeah.
You've been given a lot of responsibility. Now, what's required of you is to show other teenage moms that that doesn't stop you. They may say it's over for you, or you shouldn't have messed up now, but you got to show them that no, I didn't. My path is just different.
Yeah. And I'm a challenge you here because I think I want to shift the way we look at that in that realm in another way too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because now I want to put a charge to women because it says to much is given, much is required, right? What if we
Mm-hmm.
think about the things that we're going through and these moments that we're having? Those are those things that are required because there is a blessing on the other side of this. I'm going through all of this. And let me say this. That's not me saying this to y'all in a cliche or because it
Mhm.
sounds good. I want y'all to really understand, and I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm walking in it because my life was not always pretty. It
Mhm.
required a lot of sacrifice, and there was
Mhm.
a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot of people that turned their backs on me. There was a lot of moments where I felt like I was doing this thing called life by myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting in a moment of that much is given. It took those moments to so that I could have the capacity to be where I am right now, so that I could
Mhm.
appreciate what God really had in store for me. So I really want y'all to take a charge to that. What you're going through
Mhm.
right now is literally the requirement for what God has for you. It's not just God doesn't see me. God doesn't love me. God doesn't see anything in me. He requires a little bit more of you for what it is that he has for you. And does
Yes.
this right now you can it carry and hold the capacity of the blessings that you're really asking him for?
Ooh, that's such a great way to look at it because at the end of the day, if he brings you to it, as they say, he can bring you through it.
Through
You
it.
don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, for so many people, you get what they say, lost in the sauce.
Hmm.
When you were never meant to be lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
It was just like you said, it's supposed to be a lesson so that you learn it and you apply it, and that takes you to the next level. You learn what you're supposed to learn there, and then it takes you even higher. And you, I'm gonna get the next thing that you said. Becoming her is uncomfortable because you have to outgrow excuses.
Hmm. Yeah.
You have to now listen. I need everybody to get this one right here, baby. You know when they say it loud for the people in the back. This is for the people in the front, in the middle, in the back, the people out in the vestibule who ain't got in yet, waiting to be seated. I need y'all to put this on the billboard so we all can get this one right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it over. Becoming her is uncomfortable because you have to outgrow excuses. You
Mhm.
have to outgrow victimhood. You have to outgrow small thinking. And sometimes the ugly truth is you even have to outgrow people. Let that one sit on your chest, baby, and marinate with it. Even when it doesn't always feel comfortable, on the other side of that discomfort, there's clarity, there's confidence, there's peace. There's a woman who walks differently, not because she's better than anyone else, but because she finally knows who she really is and who she belongs to. That right there is drop the mic. Really, I need to cut our cameras off, baby. We can go on about our business, eat our dinner, or whatever it is we want to do. Watch our show, us, I'll start some work. Because that right there is the message. If you're wondering what's the message about becoming her, that is it. We have got to. I want you to, because I want to get into the breakdown of her. And your mama said, because baby, when I tell y'all, I couldn't wait for this one right here. Because baby, listen, this one right here, I love her. When you said all that you said, people have no idea what you've been through. They have no idea what you pour out. They have no idea how you got to be who you are right now. But you show up.
Every day.
You show up every single time in every single way. And God said, I didn't forget about you. No matter what you had to do to get here, I didn't forget about you. I didn't leave you. Let's talk about let's go to the first H. Humbled but hopeful. What does that mean to you?
It's I have a desire, but my desire and that desire doesn't trump what God said. It doesn't trump my assignment. Whatever it is that you desire of me, whatever it is that this looks like for me, I remain in a space of remembering where I came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I think was really important for me is even as life started to look good from a monetary standpoint, I had to remember those moments where I had to sleep in a car. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I had to
Mm-hmm.
remember the moments where I slept in a janitorial closet of a hotel because those allow me to continue to keep it on the forefront of my mind that you're working towards something. Don't get too comfortable, right?
Yes.
And
Right.
that's self, that's internal and external, you know,
Mm-hmm.
internal and external.
Being humble. Our egos would take us, honey, baby. It'll put you on a Wonder Woman jet and have you thinking, baby, you're about to save the world. When in reality, you're not saving the world unless God gives you the power to do so. You're not operating on your own strength.
Hmm.
So you have to be humble and know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Right. And you have to understand that your attitude could make you miss your assignment because
You
that
better talk about it.
the very person that you looked at funny, you turned your nose up to, that you gave the nastiest attitude to,
Hmm.
right? Could be the very person that was your assignment in that season.
And you blew it
Yeah.
because you thought, girl, look at her coming in here in church with that little skirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl, they smell like weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know she got 5 kids.
Yeah.
The very judgment when God, because see, we really don't know. We really don't know what God intent is. He doesn't give you the final picture. He doesn't say, so when you get to the point A, I need you to do this so that you can get to B.
Come
Because I
on.
got something for you at element OP. But you hung up on who you got to talk to, who you got to be friends to, who you got to give some advice to, who you got to
Mhm.
share some stuff with. Because we're gatekeep in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Humbled but hopeful. Hopeful about what?
Honestly, everything. You know, no limit to your hope, whether it's something that you've been praying for, a business,
Mm-hmm.
becoming an author, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting out of your situation, becoming financially stable, becoming more confident, healing from heartbreak, having the hope and the desire that I know this can happen and it will happen for me. I have to want it and have the confidence when I get there, but I also have to have that faith that I'm still going to get there, and I
Yes.
know I trust God because a lot of times we don't see it.
We
We
don't.
can't see it.
We're just like, how you can go somewhere and they give you a detour and you just like, but this is the opposite direction. I don't even know how I'm gonna get over there. It didn't turn me wrong. I'm just trying to figure it out, but you still keep going. And then you were like,
Wait a minute.
oh, wait a minute. I didn't
Yep.
even know how we get, girl, all this time. I had no idea
Yeah.
this road took me here. Sometimes we got to be still, close our mouths, and
Mhm.
stop thinking we know everything about everything and trust God. The word says, lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him,
That's
and He will direct your path.
not you.
Not you. You're
Not
not air traffic controller, baby. Sit on down because that's not your assignment. God is the one who is going to lead you and guide you. Because in Jeremiah 29:11, he says, I know the plans I have for you. And you said humble but hopeful. He said, I'm gonna give you hope and a future.
come on.
You don't believe that? You gotta believe that.
You
He's
gotta
gonna give
trust.
you hope. You gotta trust that.
And the as you say that, I go back to this every time. When you think of just that moment, just ask yourself, Just think about God sitting in front of you, right? And saying, now, how
Mhm.
many times do I have to show you that I'm still God? Right? He
Thank
done
you.
brought us out of so many things. And what's crazy about it is a lot of the things he had to bring us out of, we wasn't supposed to be there.
Hey, nobody told you to get involved. Girl, the red light was like, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, danger, boom, get out of there,
And you
run.
ran.
Here
You
we
ran
go.
the
Get
opposite.
down. Wait a minute. When my son get off, I'm gonna run. Look, okay, I'll be over there in a minute, but right now he fine.
Yeah.
We do so much thinking that it's gonna be okay. We have no idea how he's covered us, how
Hmm.
he's protected us, how he opened the door up. We hadn't even tried to turn the knob.
Mm.
Your mama says self-inflicted wounds.
Come on.
Won't we do it? So we'll
Every time.
self-sabotage ourselves, girl. Listen, we'll be like Brandy in the movie when she got the little thing and was beating herself up with it in the thin line between love and hate. Cynthia
Every
said,
time.
run, Forrest, run, baby. Listen, danger is upon you, and you still sitting on here talking about, but wait a minute, one more time, one
Wait a
more drink.
minute. Every time. Yeah.
Every single time. I ain't gonna answer phone because my mama calling. She gonna tell me when come on back home and take care of this baby. I ain't ready to come home right now. Let me look. I ain't coming right now. Look, I'm gonna wait.
And give you
Two
the
more songs,
signs.
two more drinks.
Give you
I'm
the
waiting for
signs.
the last call for alcohol, and then I'm gonna be on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
push the limit, and God is looking at us like, "What you
I
doing?
just gave you the sign.
What you doing?" I I told you.
Yep.
Why are you over in this line when I already told you get out that line? You're supposed to be over here. What are you doing?
Ooh. And you can just think about it, right? I'm pretty sure while we're laughing about you have those moments in your head that you're thinking about, like, "Ooh, God, I thank you." You know, "Ooh,
When
God,
I
I thank
say me and my husband get out the blue, we'll be just like, God, thank you.
you." Yeah,
Riding down the street and see somebody like, God, thank
thank
you.
you. Yeah, man.
You just because you don't know, it's things that you know. Do you know how many times I can remember driving home at night and get sleepy? And I know I didn't close my eyes. And I know I could have been wrapped around somebody's tree or in somebody's ditch, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And he kept me.
come on now.
You know
Ooh,
what I'm saying? Do you know it's the stuff that you know? Like, I don't even know how I got home. I don't even remember coming down the street, but
yeah,
he kept me. You got to, you better put a pin on it and you better be somewhere saying, if you don't do nothing else, God, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. What you say, Erica? But Lord, thank you. Do you know
Yeah,
how many times they could have? And I'm not saying because it's people like you said, you've been homeless. It's people who didn't. But just think about the times. It could have been many more times. Or it could have
yeah,
been that while you were homeless, somebody came in and broke into your car and stole it while you was in there in somewhere at McDonald's trying to wash up. Anything could have happened. So in all things, the word says giving thanks. Erica said, been there. You still got to say, even in the what you think is the worst of situations, God, thank you.
thank you.
Because I could have lost my mind in dealing with that. Thank you. The next one you said, besides humbled and hopeful, was evolving. Because we're talking about her, y'all. That was the H for her.
Yeah.
Now we're moving on to the E, baby. Evolving through experience. How are we evolving through experience?
You gotta go through it in order to glow through it. In order for you to get there, you actually have to go through something, right? Think about when you're interviewing. I couldn't get on this interview and talk about these things if I hadn't lived it, right? You can't get a job interview and expect to get the job if you can't speak to it. They want to know that you have some type of experience, right? So
Right.
evolving looks different from yesterday. You have to wake up every morning wanting to be better than your yesterday self. Not being better than the lady down the street, not being better than the lady at your job, being better than your yesterday self. What did
Mm,
I do yesterday that I can do better today? I know that I was riding, somebody cut me off, and I had to say a few choice words. Can I do that a little differently today? Right? Did
yes.
I go check his social media, being nosy? I'm not doing that today because I want to heal for real. And I'm trying to find my husband, right? Evolving is moving and becoming something different that grows and helps you become somebody better. What does better
Mm,
look like for you? I can't tell you what that looks like for you because I'm not living in it. But I can tell you what that looks like for me. And we have to learn to stop comparing ourselves to everybody else's where they are and how they're evolving. Because
yeah.
unless you want my journey, unless you want this road that I had to literally
Woo,
cry myself over, okay? Unless you want that, don't compare your life and where you are to what and where I am, what my journey looks like. And also remember that every time everything you see on the outside isn't the outside. It ain't.
woo. That part.
We comparing ourselves to individuals and people and situations and things that we see aesthetically that may not even be there.
Girl, you better tell them that that may be a rented Bentley. That may be a
Come on,
Airbnb.
come on.
That may be some jewelry that they borrowed from somebody else. Them, all that money may be a couple of hundreds up and underneath is a whole bunch of ones. Stop
Hmm.
allowing other things that you see, because the word says we walk by faith, not by sight.
Come on.
What you see can't and shouldn't dictate everything for you. But society has got us caught up, making us think that we got to compete and compare with the very things that are not even in your lane. You're competing and comparing about things that are not even, don't even have anything to do with you.
And I'll give an example because a lot of times that's the part that we don't do a lot of, right? In my book Beautifully Scarred, I have a chapter where I talk about masking and motivating. And what that was is I was talking about the moments where I literally could motivate the world, but I was still empty inside, right? So the
Mm-hmm,
very
mm-hmm.
people who you want to, and nobody would notice because I was everything for everybody else. What kept me
Right,
going was doing for others. So in those moments, right, you don't know what a person feels, what they're going through, what
exactly.
it looks like, even if it's not a physical, a material thing or a
Mm-hmm.
physical thing. You may be comparing and saying, I want that. You got to speak what you seek until you see what you said and understand what you're speaking. Because if you're speaking and saying, I want that, and this person has too many soul ties that they can't control, or they have, emotional baggage that's impacting their everyday, you're asking for that. You're putting that in
Yes,
the atmosphere.
yes,
Know what it is that you desire of your life. That's what evolving is. And continue to speak that because that's going to help one you mentally continue to see that direction. This is where I'm going. I can't go back. This is closer than going back. It's closer to get there, you know?
exactly. When I tell you, honey, Cynthia said, yes, this is the thing, and this is why I love talking to you, because the insight and the wisdom you've evolved through the experience. Because the teenager who had the baby has learned a lot of things to become the woman now,
Yeah.
who is helping thousands of people get their lives together financially, um, emotionally, spiritually. You're speaking into a lot of people, and when we were behind the scenes, talking about um, how we do things and how busy we are, and having to make time,
Yeah.
but when you pray for stuff, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes you can be tired. I Miss Sparkle and Natasha laugh in the mornings. We like, baby, I really could have hit snooze and I really could have, did some other things this morning and not been getting up every morning, to be on at 7 a.m. And I thought about it like, I done did 25 of these, Monday through Friday for the entire month of May. Do you know it's 7 p.m.? I'm thinking like, child, my daughter down there cooking. I'm thinking like, baby, I need to be sitting down there right now. But I prayed for opportunities,
Yeah.
prayed for, what I'm saying, the things. And so you got to look at things differently. And
Yeah.
it can't be a burden. It can't be like, oh, back to the attitude, as you said earlier.
Yeah. Because what
Back to that.
happens now, I've prayed for it, and that now puts you in a category of you prayed for something and then you expect it not to work for it. It's like putting in an application for one of the highest positions at a company and didn't expect to work. I just thought that you all would pay me. That's not how it works. In order to get what it is that you desire,
Yes,
you gotta work for it.
you
Good
got
luck.
to work for it.
Yeah.
Now let's jump to this R, baby. Reclaiming her power.
Mm.
That one right there. Because we lose power. A lot of times, honestly, we can look at ourselves in the mirror and not even recognize ourselves, much less that we have power that we can reclaim.
Yeah.
We're defeated. You're depressed. You're in anxiety and worry.
Hmm.
But you forget, baby, we're a child of the Most High God.
Yeah. Come on.
When you know whose you are, then you know that you have the power. The power is there for you.
Yeah.
That's just like, when somebody dies and they have a life insurance policy and you're the beneficiary, why are you walking around like
You don't know.
you don't know?
You
But
you have to take it back. You have to be hungry for it, you know? You have to this is important. You have to want it for yourself.
mm-hmm.
And I probably should have asked the ladies to put in the comments, who do you want it for? And then said that because it'll make
Yeah.
you think. But think about it.
Yeah.
You can want it for your kids, you can want it for your
Mm-hmm.
spouse, your family, your
Mm-hmm.
business, whatever. But if you don't have a desire to want it for you, will you really change? Will you fix it? Will you really get up every day and ensure that you get there? Because what happens if that that particular why, right? What happens if it's no longer there? How do you keep going? You always got to be the first one, right?
Yes. And so many people miss that part. It's got to be you first
Yeah.
because, like you said, Erica said, you have to want it for yourself. Cynthia, that part, want it for yourself. For so many women, we allow because we like to be noble. We like to be the martyr. We're gonna down our own sword. I want everybody to see the sacrifice I
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it has to be for you. Because
Yeah.
if it's not for you, if you're not gonna be better for you, how do I trust that you're gonna if you let you down, if you lie to yourself, how do I trust you to be straight with me?
And what good are you to the world if you're no good to yourself? What can you do for me?
What can you? And why would I trust it?
Yeah.
If you continually let yourself down, if you look at yourself and you talk crazy to yourself, you don't. Why would I expect that one day you're not gonna flip up and talk crazy to me if
Mm.
I put you in the right position?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
If you will go out here and refuse to bet on yourself, why would I think you're gonna be in my corner supporting me?
Right.
You may start off, you may have the facade like, oh, I support you, oh, I'm here, but if you ain't got it for you, baby, you won't have it for me for real.
Yeah.
And as they say, time will tell for sure.
Come on.
Reclaim your power, T. We got power for real?
A lot of it. You didn't know that?
Girl,
Everybody,
everybody.
all power. And the only way you find it is finding who you are. Going back to eliminating that I'm a victim, eliminating the excuses and finding who you are. Okay, it happened. And I can say that because I've been, no, not I've been, I'm a survivor of a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Molestation, homelessness, for a minute, a teenage mom, out on my own, trying to figure it out, not just because I didn't have good parents, it was guilt, running from my assignment.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, if I allow those moments, my trauma as a child, to continue at my age now to be the reason why I don't make or become something better of myself, it's
Mm-hmm.
no longer on them, it's on me. We can't make those excuses. That has to be the foundation point of becoming a better version. Does that mean you need therapy? If that's what you need, go get it. Do that mean that you need a journal? If that's what's going to help, go do it. Do you need to create connections with women that will pour into you? If that's what you need, go get it. We don't have to be a victim of our circumstances and our situations. We don't have to do
Mm-mm.
that.
We do
I'm
not.
living proof of it. If you want to know, well, how can you say that? Because I'm living proof of it. I had to continue to get up every morning and say that I want something different
Mm.
every day between the hours of 3 or 4 in the morning, because I want something different. And that's not every day getting up in the morning to work. I have to have that time with self. What is it that you need today, T? What is it that what did you lack yesterday that you can ensure that you have today? What
Yeah.
relationships can you build? And what affirmation and charge are you giving yourself today to make you become what it is that you see? You know, stop making excuses. Create the space to be whatever it is that you desire to be. So just tap into that power.
Tap into that's what I'm saying. Tap into the power, sis.
Come
You got to
on.
stop because we do so many other things and then we fall short for ourselves.
Yes.
You'll create space. You'll make it happen, baby. They'll tell you what your child need to get something, baby. You'll go out here and make it happen, baby. You hear
Hmm.
me?
Yeah.
But when it comes to you elevating and you reclaiming your power, it's like we freeze.
Hmm.
But the reality is we've got to do more. And let's just put it out there. Sometimes that more, you said it in the beginning of the chapter. Sometimes it's leaving people behind that no longer serve you.
Yes.
That's a hard one, really. But in the scheme of things, is it?
And guess what? Sometimes you're people. Sometimes you have to literally leave that old self and that old mentality behind, because you already cut the people off, but you kept the mentality.
But you kept them, girl.
You gotta remove that old version of you so that you
Yes.
got space for what you've been praying for, what you've been desiring, what you've been writing on that notebook that nobody else can see. You got to make space for it. You got
See, and
too
I
much
love
space
that
taker.
you say that, making space. And I don't think people equate it to what that really like means for you in your life. Just like you go into your closet and you look at these clothes that you've had for 6 years or 10 years, and you may say some of the stuff may even have tags on it. And you may say, oh, I'm gonna keep that because I'm gonna lose a little weight next year. So I'm gonna be in this one right here. Sometimes what you bought 6 years ago, even if it's never been worn, doesn't need to go with you in your next season.
Come on.
Sometimes you need to get rid of everything that's in that closet and make room for brand new, fresh stuff.
Mm,
Because even if you could wear it, doesn't mean that you should.
yeah, it may not fit your season.
It may not fit your season. And we've got to start making the smart decisions to say, um, and Cole said, baby, you was teaching that thing, honey. Come on right now. Um, Sometimes when you make space, you allow God to expand you.
Come on.
You know how we say enlarge our territory, but you can't enlarge your territory. You scared to go get a passport.
Come, come on. Talk about it.
We got to start. You know how what old girls say, who gonna check me? Check yourself.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. Really check yourself so that you can get in a position. But I love the space thing because you got to have room when you're talking about evolving and expanding and growing. That takes space.
Yeah. Yeah. And think about your house, right? Think about even as you continue to purchase new things. So things got to go, or what happens? It gets cluttered, right? And I have another visual for you. Think about a plane. In order for them to take off, it has to be at a certain weight, right?
Yes,
If it's
yes.
overweight, what happens? We not moving,
We're not going anywhere. Or you
right?
may go up, but you coming right on back down.
Because in order for us to take off and ensure that you get to your destination safely, our capacity has to be at this weight. So, in order for the plane to take off and go higher, you can't carry everything. You can't put too much weight on the plane.
Exactly.
So if you can't put too much weight on the plane in order for it to take off, you can't keep carrying all of this weight and expecting to get where it is that you're trying to go. It's not going to work that way. You got to be willing to let it
That's
go.
good.
Make a choice.
That's good. But you know what? That falls into Crystal. She got me with the other side of ugly. And
Mm,
in it, she said, this time we're healing for real. But see, when you heal for real, you can't keep taking the same baggage.
come on.
You can't keep unforgiving the same people. You can't
Mm,
keep not giving grace or, still waiting for I told you so or, oh, I'm going to
yeah.
get you before you get me. You got to let some stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, in the Bible, Jesus said the poor will be with us always, right?
Mm,
And everybody thinks, like you said, materialistically poor. But some of us is poor mental,
in the
it's
mind.
poor in mindset.
Yeah.
You have a lack mindset.
Yeah.
You walk around and you may be wearing Gucci and Prada, and you might be, stepping out in all these high end things, but you have a poor mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about you is poor. You slouch when you walk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
everything about
Yeah.
you looks like,
You don't
what
give
are
it.
you?
You don't give it your all.
You don't.
And that even goes, and I'm so glad you said that, because you think about those moments, right, where we don't do the little things. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell y'all, I'm not gonna sit here and play perfect when it comes to it.
Thank
It's
you.
we
Put
have to be honest,
both
right?
hands up. Absolutely.
Even down to the smallest things of taking the little time to do those extra things, right? That
Mhm.
makes us feel beautiful, that makes us feel at our 100% self. We get so caught in mommy mode. We get so caught in being a wife, being a business owner, involved in certain communities and different avenues of life, that we forget to take those moments, even if you're not going nowhere, girl.
Baby, you better say that.
You got to be able to see it, feel it, and that it's important. And learning that is what's going to continue to help you to evolve, right? It's going to continue to help you to grow, because it starts to shift the way you are in your confidence, what you
Yeah.
accept. You don't
Yes.
allow everybody to say who you are. You can define that on your own.
You can do it on your own. I was reading something in a thread earlier, and you know how you talk about doing something for everybody else. But she said, drink water like your skin, energy, and brain need it because they do. It's the little things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the little things that we forget. And what happens is you'll go out here and be superwoman for everybody else.
Yep.
And you won't do
Yeah.
anything for yourself. You'll go out here and do something for somebody else who, when you about to lose it, they're nowhere to be found.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You, you so you have to make sure. Again, it goes back to who are you doing it for? You got to be the first person on the list.
Myself.
Choices shift. Shift your mindset, shift how you show up, shift how
Mhm.
you do things. It's time for the shift because becoming her requires it. It requires you to shift from your ordinary way of doing things.
Yeah, it does. It requires you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
I am literally okay with being uncomfortable in a moment because I know God's got me, right?
Hmm.
I'm okay
Hmm.
with pivoting because I know God's got me. It's a lot of us that we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of things that we
Hmm.
know that we can do, yet we don't trust God to get it done for us.
True.
Remember, if it's
True.
His will, it's His bill, and if you are confident that He gave it to you, He'll supply every need.
Girl,
He'll supply.
before you even think about it, you know, Sparkle Sound Time, head swimming blessings. It's blessings on top of blessings. Before you get ready to say, God, the phone are wrong or email that can't, you just like, let me shout, let me scream, let me say, thank you, God. Before you get ready to say, Lord, I don't know how to pay this bill, they send you a message, say the student loan has been canceled.
Already
You
gone.
owe zero, gone. But you got to be obedient and you got to know. And I think for so many of us, you can't become her because you don't believe that you can.
Yeah, yeah. You don't see it.
Accountability. You have to take accountability. You do. Because we blame so many people. You blame everybody for everything. You blame your mama, your grandmama, your daddy, your cousin, now you blame your auntie, you, your first grade teacher, you the first employee you ever had, your baby daddy, granddaddy. You blaming everybody for everything.
But yes,
Life is about choices that you made. And
I tell
until
my kid.
you,
Now go ahead.
now I was gonna say, until you accept responsibility and accountability for what you did.
Hmm. And I tell my kids all the time. They know where there's an action, there's a reaction. So
Yes.
if you want it, you got to go get it. We can't
Yes.
blame everybody else. What is it that
Mm-mm.
you're doing in this season to become a better version of you or to get out of the situation you're in? What are you doing?
What are you doing? And if you had enough sense to get into it, you better think that you better know you got enough sense to get out of it.
Hmm.
The same way you thought about, let me do this and get into this,
Yeah,
you can think your way out of it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I love, I really want 2 hours, but I ain't gonna do you like that. So I'm gonna read your bio. You know,
Okay.
I'm gonna keep you out here, baby, because listen, what I love is because it's so mellow and how you talk and how what you say is so, you know what I'm saying? There's no urgency because it's matter of fact. So you can give it to people easy like Sunday morning because you know we think it's got to be blah blah. We got to be all, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff. You know, we ready. You know, you got to do all that.
Yeah.
When you are secure, when you, I ain't saying it's times and places because you know what I'm saying I holler with the best of them, baby. Y'all there, I know y'all done heard me screaming on somebody's thing. They'll be like, if she don't shut up, I'm not. I'm still gonna scream.
Hmm.
However,
You should.
there are times when you need to know what you need to know, and it doesn't take all of that. See, when we're talking about becoming her, and you're um, humbled but hopeful.
Hmm.
When you talk about evolving by experience, um, What was the last one? Let me find it. Reclaiming her power.
Bring her back.
When you talk about those things, see, this time you got to be serious.
Yeah.
This time you got to know that, oh, I'm becoming her for real this time. And once I hit it, I'm going to keep evolving. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving. I'm not
Yeah.
standing still in this one place any longer.
Hmm. And that's the thing, and I'm so glad that you said that, Angela, because I just wanted to piggyback. When you get to a place where you really, my pastor said this the other day. She said, I just sit and I realize that God loves me. All the things that I've been through, all the places that I've been, the people that I've seen, whether good or bad,
Mm-hmm.
God kept me, you know.
Yeah.
And it gives you a desire, and evolving and pivoting and shifting requires you to really sit with self.
Mm-hmm.
That's the uncomfortable side of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the part we don't want to touch. And sometimes we get so pumped up and motivated that we miss the message, and we miss what we really have to sit with. And
Yeah.
it just feels like there's somebody that's listening that needed to sit with it this evening,
Yeah.
because she's on the verge of becoming her, but there's a little bit of fear, doubt, and lack, to where it's like, I know I have the ability to do it, but I'm not confident in it because of what happened to me or because of what they said. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like she needed to hear it, so that she could unpack it and
Yeah.
really become her.
And become her. Because you know what? The reality is what we fail to understand is that our emotions get used against us
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. They want to tap into your emotions because once you get emotional, you make decisions that had you some time to think about it, you wouldn't have made.
Hmm.
So once you get emotional, your emotions can be used against you if you don't have the emotional intelligence to control it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm gonna read your bio. Talisha Chonece is an entrepreneur, author, financial educator, and community advocate dedicated to helping individuals and families build stronger financial futures and lasting legacies. She is the founder of Luxury Legacy Consulting, where she provides credit education, tax services, financial literacy training, and business guidance to help people gain access to opportunities that can transform their lives. A passionate advocate for financial empowerment in underserved communities. Talisha has spent years teaching individuals how to repair their credit, build financial discipline, and position themselves for home ownership, funding, and generational wealth. Through workshops, community initiatives, and mentorship programs, she works to close the financial literacy gap and empower others with the knowledge many were never taught. Talisha is also the author of Beautifully Scarred, a powerful book that shares her journey through life's hardships and the lessons she's gained along the way, as well as The Audacity to Be Empowered, an anthology of bold women who inspire others to step out on faith. She continues to use her voice through writing, speaking, and community leadership to encourage others to heal, grow, and walk boldly in their purpose. Her personal journey, including becoming a young mother, overcoming homelessness, and navigating life's challenges, shaped her passion for helping others rise above their circumstances. Today, she is committed to creating spaces where faith, financial literacy, and personal growth intersect, enabling individuals and families to build legacies that last for generations. Talisha believes that our scars do not disqualify us. They often become the very foundation of the purpose we were called to walk in. With that being said, ma'am, I am going to give you the spotlight. Whether you address the bio, the beautifully scarred, the um, chapter in her, or whether it's financial, whatever you want to tell the people, this is your spotlight moment to share whatever it is that's on your heart. Here you go.
Well, I want to first say thank you all for being here and just hearing. If you first things first, if you have a desire and you say I want to be her. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that feels like. I'm scared. Get connected with women that can pour into you, because we're in a time where we have to know who we are. We have to know whose we are so that we can become a better version of ourselves. I do also want to let you all know that on June the 20th, I do have a conference here in Richmond, Virginia, for those that are close in the area. And it is going to discuss financial literacy for business owners. That's understanding funding, and I will be going over my 6 pillars of financial access, where I teach small business owners. And this is the conference is called Girl Build Your Business. I forgot to let y'all know that. Where I'm teaching women how to grow their business, scale their business, and get access to funding. We are using the foundation of the 6 pillars of financial access. So if you're in the area, please, I would love to see you all in the room. I love connecting faith and finance, because I think in order to have great finances, you got to have great faith. So thank you again, Angela, for allowing me to share today. And I can't wait to see y'all again.
That's what I'm talking about. Helping people get their lives together, baby, in this business. This is a lady you need to be connected to. T, how can they connect with you?
You can connect with me on any social media down to YouTube at Talisha Chonece, as you see it on the screen. You'll be able to find me. That's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. So if you want to find me, you can find me. I also have a few communities. If you click the link in my bio on any page, that'll connect you with any of the communities that I have if there's something that you need. Please don't hesitate to connect with me. I love sharing resources as well as a little motivation when you need it.
Baby, she does. Listen, I wanted to go out and get this major podcast together and be on here telling the world how to get themselves together. But you know what? No matter what she does, how she does it, when she does it, get in the room, get in the space, get on the page, get in the community, whatever you need to do. Connect with her, because I promise you it's going to elevate your life financially, mentally, spiritually. She's tapping into all of those things. So make sure that you follow her, because I'm telling you, get this book and get that beautifully scarred as well, because I'm telling you, we all have some scars, we all have stories to tell, but it's not in the ugliness that you get something from it. It's in the beauty, because they said God gives you beauty for ashes,
Yes.
beauty for your scars. Tap into that, because I'm telling y'all, what the enemy means for evil, God always turns around for good.
Hmm.
Always, always, always. Coach T, thank you for being here.
Thank
Tammy
you.
said connections that can shift you your success. Absolutely,
Yes.
sure. This is one of them. Listen, y'all make sure you connect with Coach T. Y'all know, baby, we are winding down these 25 authors. Tomorrow is hump day. So, baby, I ain't gonna tell you you're gonna be here. You just gonna have to tune in to be surprised. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're ending the series on Friday. But listen, y'all know it doesn't stop there. Y'all know me and Coach T be doing stuff, so we don't ever stop. Whenever you think we're done, child, listen, you better pull out what's out the oven. There might be something else, somewhere else coming through. So we are never out of surprises for
Yeah.
you. So make sure you tap in, stay tuned in, stay connected for all things. I mean, it's just greatness in the atmosphere, and we're creating space so that we can all be great together. Because if I shine, you shine. Oh, baby, we shining together. You hear me?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Coach C, I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.